wrestlers with open arms. In the heat of the struggle, we feel no harm. Through the fingers grip like steel's too strong. Together we thrive like a thunderstorm.
Boom. There we go. Live. So great matches this weekend, eh? Arm Gods.
Oh yes,
I can't believe they put on a good, like, that was a good card. Like,
it was.
I watched like the other Arm Gods, and I mean they were okay. The Matt Smith Connor Sale match is like one of my favorite matches I ever watched. That's like in my greatest of all time matches. So Connor pulled again too. I don't know. You weren't able to see him though, right? You only got
I got to see the part two. Yeah,
half of it. Yeah. So it was pretty good though. Oh yeah. I just thought I'm gonna just see what the order is of these matches. I need the order, man. Oh, yeah, and you didn't get to see Jody pull, but you know what? That guy you went up against was crazy, man. James Beach. I got a new respect for that guy, man. I'll tell you what. Should have it here. Arm Gods. Sorry. Anything else happened this weekend? Did I miss anything?
what happened this weekend? Trash talk from Devin.
Oh, okay.
Engen talking about not wanting to make matches anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think his matchmaking skills are really good.
Oh, they're pretty good.
Yeah, like they're pretty good.
Pretty freaking good.
But
But
maybe
he
he's
wants to.
thinking,
He wants to pull or do something else.
yeah, he's training again and he's actually getting in shape and he's looking actually, Ingen dedicated to training, he gets deadly. Like he gets it all back like quick. It's really
He's
weird.
really good too. So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, he's top roll, like crazy hit top roll. Like,
especially if he, I think he's the lighter he is, the deadlier he is.
yeah.
In my opinion, with today's arm wrestlers, how everything goes today, I think he'd get the most benefit being the lightest. Like if he could come in at like 187 or something, that'd be his maybe not his best form, but it'd be his best chance to be really high up on the leaderboards.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I was just looking at his form. Like he posted a picture last week and I don't know. It was just like a month and a half ago. I was talking about how he's looking like real thick, like he was almost growing boobs. And I mean, such a short time he's been training. He looks like he's already transforming. It's really messed up. Oh
You know
man,
those angles.
yeah,
Gets that.
it's not giving me the order. It's not giving me the
Gets this
order.
type of angle, for the
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah, that's man. I can't flex, man. I'll cramp. I'll get a muscle
That's fair.
spasm on the
That's fair.
spot. Yeah. I'm going to have to bring it up on the PC here. I went to Arm Gods, but when I clicked the Independence thing, it wants me to log in and all that crap. I don't want to see the video. I just want to see the list.
Yeah.
So, Arm Gods. Independence.
Find post for it.
There we go. Match cards. There we go. Should be good now.
Match card. Okay.
Yep. Let me see.
Better to just do it live.
Yeah, no, they did it. And it's in the right order. So here, what we'll do, we'll start off. I guess I'll talk about the first few matches. I just want to see if I can bring up file here. See. Won't let me do it. Why won't it let me do it? Your audio, second camera. What did I do last time? Just shared a screen last time, didn't I?
I think so. Yeah.
I'll just do that this time too. There, sharing the screen. Should pop on here in a sec. First match was Tim Lewis versus Michael Hawks. So yeah, oh, that was Sharon. It's Sharon now. But yeah, Tim Lewis versus Michael Hawks. It was a really good match, actually. It was like Michael Hawks was all top roll and he was really strong. And then Tim Lewis, like classic, he catches him and right near the pad, and then it's just this slow yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And every time
Eagle.
every time Tim won, that's how he won. The other guy had to win by flashing him. If Tim just worked on his speed, man, like but it was the same thing. And I'm talking like this guy was pretty jacked and strong, the guy that he was up against. But if Tim caught him, it was like an inch from the pad, and there was nothing. There wasn't even a pause. It was just a slow, yep, right, yep, just yeah. And but he was just like trying everything, and he just no, So it was 3-2 that match. So wicked match, really good match. So.
I list myself.
Oh, somebody's talking about Bresnan. Are they talking about Corey Bresnan? Okay. No, I haven't seen him. I haven't even seen him pulling. Actually, there's a name. Have you heard of Corey Bresnan in a while? Did he step out of arm wrestling or what?
Good question, honestly.
I was following him for a while because he was starting to rise in the ranks. But I think the last year and a half, I haven't seen him. But apparently he looks jacked and he's down to 240. So he can be a 242 guy now. That's scary. That would be scary for 242 guys.
No, oh yeah.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, his left was the better arm, but maybe not. It's been a while since I even seen him. And when I first started watching him, I was like, yeah, that's the level that I'd like to get to in 5 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I mean, I think that's what he was at.
Be nice,
Yeah. What's the next match? Well, the next match. Okay. Well, it says the next match was Jody Williams and James Beach. And you didn't get to see it, but they were close, like strength wise, they were really, really close. Like when they hit, they were like fighting the center for the first couple rounds. But James's hand and cup and his just his hand strength and his wrist strength. There wasn't much Jody could do, really. Like he was able to just get Jody's hand at will. So it was one match like that. But in strength, I mean, it wasn't like James wasn't like way stronger than Jody, but his hand was way stronger. It was very much.
That's what matters. You just disconnect the opponent so they can't use their strength, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Jody trying to pull without his hand the whole match. So, Out of straps, it was close out of straps, but
It always will be. If it's about the hand and the person knows what they're doing, it'll be close to the straps because they can stay connected by mitigating what they're trying to do with the hand, right? They can stay connected to it. But as soon as the strap gets applied, sometimes if the person just has a lot more hand, you kind of screwed because your palms, you can't slip away. Everything's close and tight.
And that's exactly what was happening. They would get to the straps, and then James's hand it just looked like it was gone.
Jody couldn't separate at all into the fingers. It was just stuck palm to palm, man.
Yeah, and James's hands are huge. Like they're huge hands.
Oh yeah,
really big.
By the sounds of it, I mean,
he's like the UK Miles.
Damn.
That's what he is. Yeah. Yeah, he's like Miles in the UK, like Miles from here, but you know what I mean.
That wouldn't be fun.
And like his attribute, like his physical attributes, that's what I would compare him to. So,
if they want a cup, they're cupping.
Yeah,
for those massive hands, man.
Yeah, Winterblast was 600 entries.
Damn.
The prizing was really cool too, man. And Jody redeemed himself because next day Jody won both hands, I think, in the tournament or multi classes. He had multiple like trophies.
That's what you really want, if you can.
Yeah. Um. Okay, I'll try to catch up to the matches you did see. Nathan McLaren versus Mantis Drunk Neckus. You know what's weird? As I'm pretty sure Nathan destroyed him. But I don't remember. This is a match. It's like funny. Maybe I wasn't too into this match because I don't remember who I don't remember who won. It was funny. Yeah, I think they had cash prizes for first place. I think if you won a trophy and cash at Winterblast. Wilsonator just asked that. Good old Dion. Yeah. Yeah, this next match, I don't remember who won. Sorry, guys. This next match was really good. Paul Passmore versus James Wall. You didn't get to see that one, Zach?
Didn't.
That was.
I think Paul won that one.
Yeah, he did win, but it was like,
Close.
it was like one of my favorite matches I've seen in a long time again. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was like Matt Smith, Connor Sale like level. And Paul Passmore, he's just a fighter. Like he's a beast. And I don't know. Like I want to train. I wouldn't mind going and meeting up with him and training with him, see what he does. Because he's made of like granite. Like, like it's crazy. And James Wall was no joke either, man. Like both of them, neither one of them. Like, and it was just like dead center, deep inside. Like it was just ugly. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
really good match though. Like you know what? I don't go in there and pull that way much, but I love like watching. That's my favorite. No, actually, I'd like to get better inside because I don't know. That looks memorable. Like you would never forget it. You know what I mean? It was a really good match. I mean, Paul Passmore he broke his arm. Before he broke his arm or whatever happened, he had a severe injury. Anyway, he was on his way to the top elite then. And then when he had that injury, it set him back, and he had to like work his way back up again. So
I'm watching him here at the. I think this must have been the tournament.
yeah, they pulled in the tournament too. Yeah, he beat Paul Cruz in the tournament. I watched today a video of Paul Passmore ripping through Paul Cruz almost like he was nothing. Like, it looked really impressive. So, and he was an ex MMA fighter too, and a really good one.
Nice.
Yeah, he was like almost UFC level. Like, but I think he made a decision. He had some really bad injuries and stuff, and he made a decision to go to arm wrestling. So that's kind of cool. A UFC fighter deciding to do arm wrestling instead.
Hey, he's pretty good at it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that match when you get a chance to see that one, they'll release them too. Next match was RVJ versus Lee Weber. Did you see that match?
I did.
Mhm.
Yeah, RBT got spanked.
Yeah, RVJ, you know what? I'm glad he's just pulling and having fun.
He was a good sport about it. He looked like he was having.
Oh yeah, but he's looking worse and worse and worse every time I see him go to the table.
He looked like he was finding something when he was coming up, but
Yeah,
he kept getting opened.
yeah, but it's just like the thing is like he's so naturally gifted and amazing. Like, what if he went back to a 5 day a week training and just dedicated himself?
Even 3 day a week.
Practice, went table time once a week, fucking trained 5 days a week, and just did that
Table
for
time 3 times a week.
Yeah, well, I agree.
His table IQ was never the highest to begin with, so I think
Yeah, you're right.
more.
You're right
I
there.
get what you're saying though, to just get back into the swing.
He was to use more of his natural attributes, and he was always in the hand, right? You're right. No, you're right. But I think he still needs to get back to where he was, though. And I think dedication in all those areas, like I think 6 months he would be elite again. Like I don't think it would. Yeah, like honestly, if he just dedicated
200 pounds with that hand.
Yeah, yeah. Like look how like he just drinks and comes in and arm wrestles. But imagine him fucking training solid like a Uzbekistani for 6 months. RBJ's right back in it. Yeah, he's right back in it, winning at East versus West.
Well,
Like,
with his potential, yeah, I mean, 100%.
yeah,
They're going to be at basically every single person there is going to be have a hand disadvantage right from the get go.
yeah, yeah. It's
So,
true. So, I really like to see him do that, and then we wouldn't be looking at Rob the way we are. We'd be like amazed by him again because I know, telling you, I just know like 6 months of just solid training. He would go from where he is now to people going, holy shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe he'll watch one of these podcasts and me ripping him because I do it all the time. And he'll do it. I've messaged him lots. I'd love to get him on the podcast, but he just never doesn't even reply to me. So it is what it is.
busy people.
Yeah. But he actually is one of my favorite. I used to watch him. I used to love watching him in WAL and shit. Like I really, really always admired his matches. But
And
I've
he's
seen him come
definitely
back too. I've seen him where he loses and then he gets something and he blows up and then no one can even move his arm after that. You know. Next match was Paul Cruz and here I'll try to put it up. Paul Cruz and Bogdan Strika.
Bogdan Stoika.
Yeah, and he tell you the truth, Bogdan was running through him.
Yeah.
But when they did go arm to arm, Cruz was way too much for him.
Well, when Bogdan went arm to arm and went slow and kind of went the hook, he did.
Yeah, you seen it once he got him sucked in, it wasn't, the strength wasn't an issue. Bogdan was just smart. If you watch in the first round, he did a fake hit, like a false start hit.
Yeah.
And you watch him and he goes, yep. He felt the lane. He felt where he said right away, he said, okay, he's strong there. I'm doing this, and then you seen him change everything. He went into that press and then Paul didn't have any answer for it. He didn't know how to deal with it.
It was quick. It's very quick.
Oh, very quick. Yes, very quick. Actually, I was pretty impressed by the speed of that. That was pretty amazing, actually. I think a lot of people would have a problem with that press.
A lot of people do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to remember, though, Bogdan Stoika lost to the best on the planet.
Well, he's so versatile too, right? Like
Ryan
I was surprised when Ryan Bowen beat him, but Ryan Bowen, I think outweighed him.
You just tease him about that, honestly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that kind of shocked me, but other than that, I've always been impressed by Bogdan. So, yeah,
I think Ryan Bowen's is a real deal too.
yeah,
Bowen's good too.
yeah, Bowen's good. Bowen's good.
Not number one or anything, but he's good.
Bowen just bites off more than he can chew all the time. And Bowen just like
tries to be,
number
one.
If he took it slower and went at it slower.
Yeah.
I swear there was more matches than I just clicked on, though.
I will say one thing. Talks a little too many hypotheticals sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It has to still lose it.
I feel like I missed a match, but the next match I got on here is Nick Stone versus Mindaugas Dulkas.
Mindaugas Dulskis.
That's yeah. Did you remember that one? That was the last match.
Mindaugas destroyed him, if I remember.
Yep, he did badly.
Just hook and woof right to the pad. Just cupped and just. But
Nick couldn't.
You know Mindaugas from Arm Wars. You know how he rolls.
Well, Nick couldn't handle that explosiveness.
Oh, he's fast. Well, there was one false start. Nick got a false start and looked pretty good, or something. I forget something. There was a foul or something where Nick looked pretty good, but then Mindaugas just came in, boom, hard and fast.
If Mindaugas didn't have that explosive start, Nick was in the match. I think the strength would have been close then, but that explosion that he had, on the go, Nick just didn't have an answer for it.
Wow. It's hard to answer somebody coming at you 100% unless you're ready to defend 100%.
100%. Yes, exactly. It seemed like he was just not. It was almost like it was so strong that it almost worried Nick in the first round. Like he
If you're
felt.
trying to absorb, if you're trying to absorb something, not a good idea trying to absorb it from here to here. Or something. If someone's going 100% straight to the pad, it'll work sometimes. But if the strength's too close, then you got to try to answer it with your own sort of force, right? You can't just brace
I would have.
yourself for someone coming like a battering ram. You're gonna
I
kind of
think.
get fucked.
I think I would have tried to really loose, like no grip. I would have tried no grip
Flip
and
off.
facing.
Just give them no connection to your arm,
Got
basically.
him. Well, just slip. I
Then you
mean,
go into the strap, and I mean that I think it would be worse than the strap would.
well, no, I don't know. For me, it's not worse though. I feel like I get blasted with
But
speed.
he was hooking, so
Mhm. No, I know. No, I find at a strap, I can't feel everything. So I can't, sometimes I don't know exactly which direction they're going. You know what I mean? But in the strap, I'm really bound to it. So even a littlest muscle twinge or a little bit of pressure, I can feel. So it's easier to counter a hit in the strap, I believe, because I can feel the pressure and where to apply it. When I'm not in the strap, I have a hard time differentiating which like exactly where he's going. You know what I mean?
no, that's fair. That's
That
fair.
makes sense. That's what I find. But um, oh yeah, there was other matches. They're just not in the right order. Um, Kevin Polko and Connor Sale. Did you get to see that?
Didn't get to see that one.
Pound Town.
Palco,
Mm-hmm.
it's good. He didn't look so good last match, so
Way
it was a really close match. His last match.
This one wasn't close at all. Yeah,
That's
Matt
what.
Smith was his last match. That's why.
Oh, I thought his last match was the blonde haired guy with the crazy press.
Joseph?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he had a match out right after that.
You watched
Matt
both of
Smith.
them?
It was really good match. No, he won.
No, he won. Oh,
Yeah,
good for
so
him.
you need to watch that match was epic. He pulled Matt Smith at official match at the Ottawa High Hooker Clubhouse, and you should watch that match. That match was good. That was good. Yeah, like I think they won 3-2 against Matt Smith. It was like a burner all the way through. You would like that match. I would look it up. Kevin Palco versus Matt Smith. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, that's the shit. That match was good. And yeah, and Kevin Palco won right away. And
Wait,
then
wait. Did Matt Smith have a red shirt on?
might have, might have.
I might have seen it.
No, I don't remember, but I remember the match.
If Matt Smith had a red shirt
He had
and
his toque on.
on backwards, then
I
I
think it was a
saw it.
toque. No, he had a toque on.
Okay, maybe I saw it then because I remember he had a red shirt. If he had a red shirt, then I saw it.
Yeah, Matt always wears a toque.
Yeah, that. Check. Okay, quick.
Yeah, that match was fucking good, man. That was a really good match.
Didn't think I saw it first, but the more you talk about it, the more I remember.
Cody Merritt. Yeah, seen lots of Cody Merritt videos.
Yeah, I did see it. I did see it.
Oh yeah.
Good match.
Merritt versus Prudnick is what he's talking about. Yeah.
Cody Merritt versus Prudnick.
Yeah, coming up. Yeah.
Right hand or left? If it's right,
Left.
Okay,
Left.
so Prudnick's gonna fucking destroy him on the right hand.
Oh yeah. Merritt doesn't not the same, right?
Left?
It's left though. Yeah. I don't know. It depends on what Prudnick comes. If it's the jacked up
I'll tell you
roided
right
one,
now, man. I've seen Cody come in hot and heavy and just flash pin like a freaking lightweight. And you're like, oh, what the fuck? He
yeah,
comes in like that and takes dominance control. I think it's Cody's match. It's
yeah,
Cody's match to win or lose, depending on how he takes. If he takes it as Prudnick being the aggressor and he has to kind of defend, I think he'll lose. But if he says "fuck Prudnick," I'm going to come in hot and heavy and just hit over the top hard,
yeah.
straight bang. I think he'll win. I think Cody has the dominant
Oh,
factor.
he has.
He applies it.
He's got super speed too for a big man.
And that's what I mean. If he really goes all aggression and doesn't worry about catching at all and just goes for the hit for the flash pin, I think he's going to dominate.
Yeah.
Especially even in the strap. Like Prudnick's great, but he's the thing is there's a problem with being over technical when someone's way stronger than you.
Yeah.
You'll put yourself in necessarily like a really not a good spot to try to win somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If someone's just really powerful, they'll be able to blast.
Blast. Yeah.
So Prudnick might be like, okay, I have to do this, and he tries to do it, and then Cody's like, nah, and just
Yeah,
blast
yeah.
the pad right away. Just
Well,
uses
Cody
everything.
he's like Roger. Like he hits just
Yeah,
like now and powerful right to the pad. And it's fat. It's surprisingly quick for his size, man. Like
you
really.
best bet we try to catch it before it hit the pad with Cody. But that's what then hopefully that's what Cody's hoping for is if you try to catch it at the bottom, it means you're grabbing on.
Can't do
So if
that.
Cody hits and just lets go as he hits, perfect.
He needs to actually come and cup and drag.
Boom. Yeah, when I say let go, I mean don't like clamp as you go. Try to get more and more purchase as you drive, so that if he does stop you, you're so far over him. He's
Yeah,
so dumped that it's
yeah.
yeah. What Cody would have to do at that point, because I have seen Cody get low like that and then try to come up and then he got tournament
He
like
gets
that.
pinned. Yeah, yeah,
He has to be able to pronate as hard as he can when he comes up, and then twist, and then just keep the rotational power coming in the entire time as he comes up.
yeah. No, I
Some
agree.
people that are top rollers, it's better for them to double down on that pronated roll that they got there with. If they're down here, don't worry about coming inside. Worry about keeping that roll. So as you come up, just keep rolling it and rolling it and rolling it and rolling it, and just end with a top roll still, but just roll it and just get your body up.
Yeah, yeah,
That's for people that are just like, say you're twice as strong out here than you are here, and you're like, I can't finish here, but when I come in, I just get instantly pinned.
yeah,
Stay here, double down on that roll. Double down on that roll as you stand up. Just put everything. You might even end up going this way, but it'll collapse down on them, and you might get a center table pin,
yeah.
depending on the rack.
USS Liberty. You have to admit, Jody was impressive. You know what, Jody? So I just loved his energy. Like when he came out, he had like they had a pre sit down. I mean, he had like great smack talk, and then when he came out, he had you did Thunderstruck by AC/DC, and like I don't know his entry, everything was yeah very impressive, and he was also like really close. Like he was close. Like I don't know, like a little bit of hand strengthening.
And Jody would have been right
No,
there.
yeah, and knowing how James Beach pulls now, you'd make that match again in 3 months. I don't know. It could be different. Like it wasn't like even though it was 4-0 because it was for the belt, it wasn't like it wasn't close. Like it was close. Like, I don't know. It's weird, eh? You can have matches that they finish 4-0, but you know what I mean? It was still like, like the guy was just a hair stronger, or you know what I mean? So yeah. Um, I don't know. I'm looking forward to having Matt on Tuesday. That's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really awesome. Hunger
It'd be sick.
bias. Yeah, yeah. I think that's the match. That's the match right there. Yeah. Really looking forward to that match. But I guess I won't talk about that one too much. We'll talk about that one on Tuesday. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for
when we
sure.
have Matt on.
Yeah, I seen Coach Ray just released a video. It was Auden talking about his match with Artem.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And he was pretty humble. And he said basically he didn't prepare for the guy he pulled. He said he never quite understood how Artem pulled until he pulled him. So, and sometimes we think we're preparing for people, but until you feel their pressure and stuff, you know.
I feel like Arden pulled the exact way I thought he was going to pull.
Well, me too. But he had it more in his head that it would feel more like Artem trying to top roll, but it wasn't. I mean, I see Artem.
Pronated side pressure is what it is.
It's just pure sideways. Yeah, like
Pronated side pressure, Todzilla
yep,
style. It's Todzilla
exactly.
style. If his hand starts to crack, he just drives and rips, man. I can do that too, but not as good as those guys. Like I'll end up getting one or two good surges, and then my arm's cooked, and I usually get opened up and pinned.
Yeah,
They'll 1-2 good surge and then hold it there and then work and then
yeah,
work. And I can't like
yeah,
I can almost do it where I can get one or two, but that's it.
yeah,
So in a match, I don't know if I'd start pulling like that. It takes so much energy out of
yeah.
your entire elbow and shoulder and everything holding you from being opened up like this is what you're pulling on when you surge like this. So
Mhm.
it's
I don't
just the
know.
elbow
Sometimes
integrity, but
side pressure can take a lot out of you too. Like when you just slam sideways. But I used to when I first started arm wrestling. That's all I knew to do. I would just slam sideways. That's all I did, and it worked. It actually
works pretty
worked for a
good.
long time. But I mean, I did. There was a time I was pulling at Stu Bellick's farm, and this is when I stopped always pulling that way. I went like sideways really hard to just side pressure right through. I think it was Dennis, you know, Dennis Dunn or whatever his name
Yeah.
is. I was letting him kind of take me, and then I would just slam through him. But as I was slamming through him, he kind of got a bone line on it, and all of a sudden I felt a rip in my shoulder,
Oof.
like going sideways, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And it was like close to an injury, but I think it hurt for a couple of weeks. I was fine, but I was like, "Okay, I got to build up things because I think that's when you can get hurt."
Yeah.
Because when you're just going sideways, that's like arm break all the way to the pad.
Totally.
Like it is, it is. And a lot of times when you're side pressing too, you're almost using your body, and you're not going outside your shoulder, but you're almost putting yourself borderline from going outside your shoulder when you slam sideways, right?
Well, you trust that you don't go outside your shoulder.
That's right. You trust that you're strong enough, right? So I think that's when Hutchings always says, it's just my elbow versus his elbow. Whoever elbow explodes first, right? So,
Yeah.
so
They either give up or let it explode.
yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. So, but yeah. Winter Blast. So I guess it was a Armed Gods Winter Blast event. And was there more matches? Oh yeah, we still had a couple matches. You know who looked really good? And he did really good, I think, in the tournament as well, is Kevin Kaller. You ever heard of Kevin Kaller?
No.
He's listen, I don't think he travels, but he's like a killer. Like in his area, he's just been killing everybody. He hasn't lost in a long time from what I've heard. But
Yeah.
he had a super match with Noah Burton, but it wasn't even close. Like, yeah, it was like an absolute domination by the Kevin guy. And then I watched some of his matches afterwards. I went on YouTube and actually looked him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good, man. Really good. Like somebody you're gonna start seeing getting big matches is Kevin Keller. I wouldn't be surprised if you see him in a year on East versus West or something. Because he's actually really good. Like very crisp, very precise in what he does too. Nothing's like he's not free like he's not freestyling it at all. He's like very, always looks good. Noah didn't. I think he's newer to arm wrestling. Apparently, he's just really strong, but it showed that he didn't have the experience because that match wasn't even close. And then Jason Merlot versus David Bradford. Did you
That
see
was a
that?
good match. Jason Merlot just absolutely domination.
Destroyed him. Like Jason, phenom. You know, like his hand's so damn good. Like if he
Top
got to
roll
train,
after top roll after top roll. It
oh,
was clean.
if he got to train for arm wrestling and not have to work every day and just do just straight arm wrestling, he could easily be one of the best in the world, I think. Like he works on a boat, a fishing boat and shit. I always say like those guys in those other countries have an advantage because they get paid by their government and they can train all day, every day. Like
Yeah. Oh,
Krasny and those guys,
definitely an advantage. What do you mean? Jeez.
well, it's huge. Like Krasny and those guys wake up, they arm wrestle, then they do gym, and then they arm wrestle, and then they do more gym, and then they arm wrestle, and they do that every day. And every day they do different stuff on the table. So they might do side pressure pulling, and they'll work with each other, and then they might switch it to supinated hook, and they'll just do that. You know what I mean? And then they do this every day. Next day's top roll, like you know what I mean? Like it sounds pretty cool to me. I
Good
don't know.
life.
It'd be a good life, especially if you can live and you're fed, you got a roof over your head. I mean, how long do you think it would take if you got to live like that? How long do you think it would take for you to be at a world level? Like a year? If you just lived like that lifestyle where you lived in a house and you woke up and you trained with the same people every day, all day.
Tell you what, though, it has to do with the technical side of it. If you get good training on the strength side, but you only get so much technical knowledge, you'll make so many bad habits permanent.
I hear
And,
you. But what if you
and
had Krasny, Sasho, Like all these guys,
Okay,
Georgie
that's a different
Svetkov.
story. Now you
Yeah,
have
but
the right people training you.
they all live in the same house. Like they all live, they all go, they train together all day.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So if you had you, and then it was just killers, like all guys that are equally as good, right? And you're doing that, you know what I'm saying, right?
oh yeah,
I know, and there's all kinds of hypotheticals, but if you had their situation exactly, you go just move there, train with Georgie, Krasi, Sasho, all those guys, or you go to the other camp and you got Plamin, Master, Jordan Sunev, friggin' all these other killers, right? You know,
too much.
I don't know. I mean, imagine being locked in the same place as Matt 7 days a week, training with him 7 days a week. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It sounds pretty awesome. I don't know. I'm always in fantasy land. Eh?
That'd
Wish
be
I could
fun.
do this. Yeah.
The Arm House.
Yeah. Okay. Corey Miller, Craig Sanders.
Good match.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you seen that match, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. That was good.
it was very, very much like both of the people to play their roles. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That was pretty impressive. But it was funny because I was in the chat and in the beginning I said, yeah, Corey's fast and I think he was up 2-0 and I'm like, but he does have endurance problems. And I said I've seen about 4 matches where he's been out like this against like good pullers and then all of a sudden it's over. They just come back and win 4 in a row. And then he got up 3-0 or 3-1 or something. And then after that, Craig Sanders just fucking came back. It was epic. I thought it was 3-0, but maybe it was at 3-1 before Sanders went on his run.
It was 3-0 before he went.
Yeah, 3-0. And then it finished 4-3.
Yeah.
Like, but soon as Sanders realized all he had to do was cup and
Hook
back
him.
pressure, that's
Hook
all he
him,
did
yeah.
was cup and back pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it deleted Corey's hit, right? It was actually kind of neat though, because I watched that match. I'm like, oh, okay. So someone's hitting like that up high right over. I just fucking cup and back, just cup and lat drag. And fucking hopefully that works.
Yep.
Yeah.
It neutralized him pretty good.
It did, yeah, oh yeah, it did. Because after that, well, actually Corey had a couple wars with him, I think, in a hook.
Oh yeah. He didn't go down easy, that's for sure.
No, but Corey, he needs he needs he needs to learn to transition, man.
Yeah.
Like he had him like right an inch. He could have won. He had him an inch from the pad. That fourth round, he had him right an inch from the pad, and all he had to do is just move his elbow forward a bit. And I know we talked about this, and you know what I mean. I got your side of it, right? Like, maybe if he tried anything, he was just too weak in those areas, and the guy would just rip back through him. But man,
If
to
he
be an
wasn't, then he definitely should have.
well, there was 2 rounds after he lost, like he won 3. The next 2 rounds, both of those rounds, he had Craig near the pad,
Oh yeah.
but he couldn't finish.
Craig was catching it here and then bringing it in, and where the last two, Craig was starting from here, and he was boom,
Yeah,
or like this, I guess, but
yeah.
sitting back.
But overall, it was still a wicked match. And you know what? I like Corey. I love Corey's hit, man. I love his fucking how fast it is. But he's got to work on those other areas, man. Because what if see, Corey's a really good tournament puller, but it seems like in a super match, they figure him out before he's able to win. You know what I mean? And that's what I see happening a lot with Corey. I mean, he's really freaking good, but he's a master of a lane. You know what I mean? But he's not the best outside of that lane at all. So it'd be nice to see him improve that way. Bob Brown and Josh Davis.
Yeah, Bob did a real good job of keeping hand control, keeping height, and keeping riser, keeping pronation, whatever he had to keep to burn the guy out, right?
Yeah, like Bob he even came in with his shoulder and pressed.
Oh yeah.
That really shocked me that he did that.
Well, because of the way he stands, it's hard for him to get good leverage, right?
Well, yeah, because he's so quick to maybe even go into the king move sometimes, right? And that kind of pull, that open hand top roll style. But yeah, I did to see him come in and actually use his shoulder, and that was pretty
Well,
cool.
when you get someone palmed up like this and they go into like they push their wrist and go into like a bone lock where they kick where they basically say, "No, you can't go through my hand."
Mhm.
All you have to do is not go through the hand, is to push your palm up onto their wrist line and then come right on top.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's what he did. Like, and that's even for top rollers. That'll work 99% of the time.
yeah,
1 out of 100, someone will. As soon as you get that, they will cup you and rip you open.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
not a lot of people do that, and it's more of a perfect timing thing than anything.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
You
But
can
Bob
do it,
Brown,
but
yeah,
you have to put everything into that last second.
and that last ditch, yeah,
And if they catch it and then top roll you, you don't have that lane anymore. They pin you with the top roll.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no, but I was impressed with Bob Brown. And you know what? I thought after his bicep tendon tear, he would have just like I think it motivated him even more.
yeah, he looked good. Yeah, he looked real good
Yeah, man.
against somebody who was trying really hard to pin him.
Yeah. And he's training all the time again, Bob Brown and shit. So he's only got it's funny with his fake leg too, eh? Did you ever
Yeah,
watch him when he's pulling and he's got that yeah, I'm always like, shit. He actually uses it he uses it pretty good.
right.
Like
That's again,
he
right?
can really fool you and make you think that he doesn't have a fake leg. Yeah. Yeah, because he has a little bit of a limp, but when he's on the table, it seems like he's moving just like if it was his real limb.
Oh yeah, he could brace on it almost as good.
Hmm.
Doesn't have as much musculature, but
Yeah, well, that's true. Okay, well, we did. I guess we covered them all.
we got
Ultimate
the.
Wrestler. Did we watch the Ultimate Wrestler? Yeah, we never covered it, but
Did we cover the main event? What was the main event?
the main event was the Mindaugas. We covered it early. It was on their list halfway
Oh,
through.
okay, yeah. No,
Yeah,
it was a decent event. I had a good time watching the half that I saw.
I thought it was, yeah, like, and some of the matches in the beginning we're gonna have to watch because, um, like I said, there was a couple matches that were like the Passmore match, James Wall. That match was a match, man.
James always makes it a match, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like the guys that I wouldn't want to go on a hook with them.
I watched James Wall face somebody recently.
Hmm.
Maybe it was Paul. I thought James. Maybe it's the James Paul. I thought it was James and someone else though.
James Wall, he's pulled every Toulier is the last one I've seen him pull, but he lost. Toulier beat him. I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure.
Well, yeah, no, it was a good watch. And anyone that went there, I mean, proves that you can't just bully people into not going to something saying, "Oh, you're banned." You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Stone versus
Also,
yeah, we talked about Stone and Mindy, and that was like not even close. Like I said,
yeah, Delskus is.
yeah,
He's always been fast and explosive, but I mean, in Arm Wars, he gets into some battles, but he's rock solid. So I
mhm.
wasn't surprised when he was just boom right to the pad. Right,
Oh yeah,
you
oh
got
yeah,
to match that ferocity, or you're not going to beat him. You're just not. You're not going to be able to statically just kind of outgun him. Not unless you're like the best, like unless you're like I don't know, top 20, top 10 in the world, maybe
well, he
that.
beat Austin. Remember, he came back against Austin Jaggers, didn't he?
Yeah, but
Austin,
Austin Jaggers it wouldn't be top 20 in the world.
yeah, no, 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 no. But I mean, even this is like 2 years ago. They had that. I'm just thinking about Mindaugas's progress.
His Arm Wars matches are
Yeah, that's what I mean. They think they helped him though, because he got to feel a very higher, like a much higher level of strength,
yeah.
right?
You know, he faced
Once you
some
feel it.
top 20 guys in Arm Wars. He lost to them, but he like you said, he learned a lot.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, yeah, you got to feel that because I think you can only get as strong as good and
Yeah.
as
It,
to what
it,
you felt. You know what I mean?
it's one of those things where you only the boundaries you put on yourself are your own in your own head.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes it takes you to get your boundaries blown up to a whole new level to realize, okay, I really have to expand my mind, you know?
yeah, exactly. If not, you get fixated on like a little level when really you
Yeah.
want to go
You
down.
don't realize, okay, I need to start realizing there's ways to jump multiple levels at once if I do it right, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
true. Because you have to learn what's my biggest weakness. Okay, I can jump a couple levels if I overtrain that right now. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to jump one level. You know what I mean? I can play catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
until you get solid all the way around, and then you got to start doubling down on one
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean,
I'd say it's pretty simple to find out your weakness, though.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. And a
Until you
lot,
can't find your weakness, you still got to train. You're
yeah,
not there yet, basically.
no.
And that's, I'm not talking just strength wise for training off the table. I'm talking on the table. If every time you go to you pull and every time someone gets you to here, they instantly crack your wrist. Well, your pronation and your cup dies at like 30%. So you have to learn how to stay static here and through here. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Not just lose it all. So
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to find your weaknesses early on, at least.
Oh yeah.
There should be never questions of what should I do, what should I work on. Whatever
No.
you're weak at, work on. Try to
Yeah.
get everything to a certain level.
I think so.
That's important because whatever you think, oh, I should make one thing really good first, blah 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 blah.
I don't
That's
know.
fine. But if you make one thing way up here, it's going to be a lot harder to raise this up. And if you try to raise this up, this is going to dull down as you bring all
Dull
of this
down
up
that.
time.
Yeah.
And then it's actually going to be faster to raise everything and raise one thing a little faster.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah,
an ace,
I
but
like
kind of
to
be
do
all
it.
right.
Yeah, I don't want to do everything. I don't want to just be a hitter. I don't want to be just a top roller.
No,
I want to be
practice
able
it
to
all.
hook. I want to be able to
You never
press.
know what a match brings, so you want to be prepared for all situations. So you have to train all situations, right?
I agree. I agree.
But like, don't waste time. That's another thing. Like, if it's a situation that's not going to be very prevalent, don't
Yeah.
spend very much time on it. Just
Oh
like,
yeah, if you're
if this
training
ever
for a
happens,
match,
what do I do? You know, type of thing.
yeah. If you're training for a match, you got 2 months. Well, okay, yes,
No,
train.
you got to narrow down what you're
Don't
doing at that
switch your
point.
whole training up with 2 months of training for a match. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just like,
you're thinking, okay, there's two lanes that I'm expecting. There's two lanes I'm expecting to go. If all else fails both ways, what is C? Because A and B are pretty easy to spot out just by thinking for a couple seconds. What are the two things you're good at? What are the two things they're good at? That's probably the way it's going to go.
yeah.
But if both of those fail and you guys get in some sort of war where you're both trying different things and they both fail, what's their C and what's your C? You know, if
Mhm.
you're C, if you're a top roller, if that fails, you try to hook. If that fails, you go for a press. Boom, they have options.
Yeah.
But let's say you think he's doing the same thing, but he'll switch it up, so he'll end with a top roll or something. I don't know. He'll go inside and then he'll try to roll out at the end. You know what I mean? Some people try to roll out when they lose. Some people try to dive in when they lose.
Mhm.
You do one or the other. If you stay neutral, probably because you're not losing.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Neutral is generally a good thing if you're counter pulling. Like
Yeah.
that's what counter pulling is staying neutral, and whatever they try to do to your wrist, you
Yeah,
counter it with
maintain it.
an
Yeah.
opposite effect until slowly they crack themselves. And
Jared's good at that.
oh yeah, I've gotten a lot better at it from pulling
Yeah.
with Jared too. The trick is, I'm not gonna say the trick actually.
Well, the trick is to be strong. Like we've been training, so I trained with Brad and Dale
Be good
yesterday.
in the strap is the trick, I guess. If there's a
Yeah.
trick, it's be good in the strap.
Yeah.
Train the strap like there's no tomorrow because you're probably going there, and if you're not good there, you're probably gonna lose. So
Mm. Well,
that's probably the trick. If there was a trick, it's be good in the strap because you can pretty much force it to the strap whenever you want. And if they're bad at it, you just won the match.
yeah.
So I
Well,
mean, there you go. If you really want to know the trick.
Well, yesterday I was training with Brad and Dale, and Brad. See, we don't do a lot of supination. I just started doing pulley work with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Always done my heavy bicep days with them and stuff, but we don't do pulleys and stuff. So yesterday I brought over and I made a routine for us every Saturday to do. And I couldn't believe it. Like Brad, his pronation is so strong, but his supination is next to nothing.
You know
So,
what's funny?
but we'll strengthen it though now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 95% of people use their bicep incorrectly in arm wrestling.
Yeah.
The function of the bicep, people think that the function of the bicep is what the function of the brachialis is. The
No.
function of brachialis is to keep your hand from doing this.
Yeah.
That's not your bicep. That's your
No,
brachialis.
That's your brachialis. Yes.
The bicep's main function is to drive the supination.
Yep.
If you're fully supinated, you actually, your biceps fully activated now. You don't actually have any drive now. You're
You
stuck.
can.
You're
Yeah.
strong here, but you can't actually go anywhere.
Mhm.
You want to be able to stay neutral. A little bit of supination here as you drive and then come back. You need to use your supination as a driving force. You don't give it up. You don't
Yep.
fully supinate.
Don't get it, yeah.
You want to be able to use your hand both ways, supination and pronation. You don't want to, and that's what counterpulling is when there's a time to take supination because you can take stuff. If you're supinating and rising and then you come back, you take everything, you flop the wrist. If someone's really strong at posting,
Yep.
All you got to do, and especially if you start low, is supinate, rise, come back over and dump.
Mhm.
That'll turn them over like this, and they'll have nothing but the pronation, and then
Mhm.
it's over, right?
Mhm. Yep. No,
I mean, there is always the fact of someone being better than you, and no matter what you do, it doesn't work. But
well, see, the thing is, lately Dale and Brad have been talking about how, like, in a hook, I'm just so damn strong now.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking that, like I told him yesterday, I said, all I've been doing is lots of supination, like lots of supination work. And I said, ever since now, you guys say I'm too strong in a hook.
It's because you can activate your bicep to keep this, and then use your brachialis to hold the lock. So
Yeah.
you're not putting everything on your bicep to now do both jobs that the
Yeah.
bicep's not designed to do.
Mhm.
Mainly that second job. It can do this job. It's not
Mhm.
designed to. Your brachialis is designed to mainly. Just the
Mhm.
way the arm works when you do this with no weight. The brachialis is what gets opened here.
Yeah.
Again, the bicep's still part of it. It's just the main muscle group, right? Now, that's we're talking hammer, right? Arm wrestling, you start like this. So this is why I'm saying that the main thing in this situation right here is the brachialis.
Mhm.
If you're turned over, you've lost a lot of hand control, and you're stuck now just on raw bicep,
Raw. Yeah.
raw bicep.
That's when you see your bicep tendon tears all the
Well,
time.
because your bicep doesn't have your brachialis to support it, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you use your core and hip rotation. Exactly. If you're fully supinated, usually there's like a wall here. They also feel the wall, and you can lock that and then
And then,
drive with it. Totally, 100%. But
yeah,
that would not be as advantageous as being able to use that supination as you drive, right?
exactly.
That's better. That's why a press from high up down chopping works so well, because it's as you supinate. It's really hard to stop someone from supinating. It's
Yep.
a lot easier to hold them when they're supinated. But to stop me from doing this, good luck.
Yeah, it's
You got to be a
really hard.
really strong low hander, even with me, to stop
Yeah.
me from supinating.
Yeah.
And that sounds dumb at first, because it's like, well, yeah, all you're doing is letting them cup.
Yeah, exactly.
But technically, you're making them dump their riser if you do it right.
Yep.
If that's how you can come. It's
I
you're
even
not
told
supposed
Dale.
to fully turn. If you turn like this, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking hand control through the supination is the main driving force of the bicep. Is the hand control through your hand. This right here, this force, is
Yeah.
what your bicep's mostly supposed to do. That's why it flexes when you turn
Yep.
your palm in. Flexing it here versus here, it almost flexes more when I turn it than when I flex it.
No, exactly.
So
Yeah.
like it's probably
You need
60-40,
it
I'm
for
guessing. 40% of it is a flex that stops it, and
Yeah.
60% is to supinate. So you want to
Yeah.
use both, but
You
people
need
just
it.
forget
A
and,
lot
and
of
drive it
guys,
too soon.
you're right. A lot of guys need it to finish though. Like Dale, like Deadly Dale, I mean, he's a beast, but a lot of times he'll get guys an inch from the pad, and all he needed was a little bit of this, and that's the pin.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's that driving force and the thing
As
is, he
he's
probably
going.
wasn't even in a bad situation then. He just didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if he had the lane to still have a little bit of that, you want to have some supination left. You don't want to be fully supinated, but
No. No.
like if you are fully supinated, like a defensive hook, if someone
Yeah.
drives you over, you want to shoot like this up to the sky, not so that you're rotated this way,
Yeah.
but so that you can get behind it.
Yeah. Get your shoulder.
And
Yeah.
then your side pressure is going to come from your core, and your hip rotation, of course.
Yep. No, I agree. That's a true
Problem with that for
statement.
me is sometimes when I do that, I get my cup taken, and
Yeah.
then they drag me out.
Yeah.
But that's just because I have weakness.
I've had that happen to me too.
I undertrain some things just because I don't know.
Oh.
I just undertrain them, I guess.
I think, yeah, once you start getting in the gym and doing a little more weight stuff, I think those areas will get stronger too. I mean, you can train them on the table too. I mean, but I mean, if you don't pull that way, it's kind of. But you know what, John Thayer is you're looking pretty beastly for just table time and shit. Are you doing any weights?
Who?
Just bands?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just angles. I did some table time. Should have seen it.
You're just using angle? No, but I mean, do you just do table time now, or you're doing just
I do
bands?
mostly table time, yeah, because to me, what matters most is the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
The feeling of the lever, of the angle, of the moment.
Yeah.
I think I do best when I get the most table time I can.
Yeah, yeah,
Bar none. If I can get table time every day, that'll
yeah.
be better than me doing anything else. But right now, I can't get that. So working out would be a good substitute.
Well, I guess yeah, something's better than nothing, right?
No, oh, way better. At this point, it's way better. And I think working out is really good. I think like if you had to do if the ultimate like 100% would be a table time, I think I think that 60% would be what the gym does. Gym does 60% of what table does to a degree.
I know what you're
Like you,
saying.
you can overdo the gym time. You
Yep.
can't overdo the table time because if you like, oh, I'm getting too sore, you're just pulling too hard. Don't
Yeah.
pull as hard. Just
Don't pull
do
as
more
hard.
theory, do more technique training,
Yeah, that
do
takes a
more
lot.
learning,
That's hard to learn. But I've
do more
started.
repetitions of motions of ready goes. Do
Yeah.
there's never ever nothing to do on the table. Like there's always
Oh,
something to do with table time. You can't overdo it.
yeah.
You just can't. You can take a tiny band and just get blood flow and do 1,000 reps of just different angles. Do you know what I
I
mean?
mean, you look at Todd Hutchings though. I mean, I think like Todd Hutchings, he doesn't even do table time. He'll do like 7 practices a year.
I will say this though, to be fair, a lot of his training is just mimicking table time.
So mimicky. I know what you mean though. His
So
exercises are like
yeah,
exactly what he's doing on the
if
table.
yeah, if you're gonna do table time and you're doing a Toddzilla style, you're probably getting like 85% of what the table is because you're mimicking it so close that
Yeah.
you
You're
know
getting
what?
tired.
This is gonna sound hilarious and funny, but it's actually so true. Get a dog, like a dog, a Rottweiler, or just like a
Yeah.
big German Shepherd, or a big dog if you can, like what are those? A Mastiff, just
Oh,
like a
yeah. Oh,
big,
yeah.
strong dog.
They're big.
Get them a big rope and pronate it. Just grab it and pronate it. Let them take it
Let
and
him
just
tug
tug of
on.
war with them and just arm
Yeah,
wrestle with them and tug of war.
that's a
And
good
I'm not
idea.
kidding. If you want them to go harder, start growling, be like, then they'll start pulling harder. Sounds funny and stupid.
I used
Great
to do that
workout.
with Luna. They might work with Luna. She's a
Great
hundred.
workout. I do it with the pit bull sometimes. Works great. Like
Yeah,
there, you get a good workout.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Luna's got quarters. She's a four
If
banger.
you have no one else and you're like, you seriously want to get some like actual training, hit training and everything,
Yeah, yeah.
dogs don't hold back. They'll give you the beans, man.
I
So
know. I
you just
used to
gotta
do that
lock
all the
in and
time.
just find the rhythm that you can work with their power.
Yeah, I used to do that with my dog all the time, man.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. I
I mean,
never
you get a
thought
dog
of
so
it.
over like 180 pounds. I don't think this will be
And
possible.
then
Too
pretty
heavy.
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
100, I'd say anything from like 60 to 120 pounds would be good for.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want it to be too much where you can get injured if they pull the wrong direction and break your arm. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
120-pound dog
my
pulling is
dog's
pretty
my
tough.
dog's about 100 pounds, 105
It's
pounds.
like an 80-pound pit bull, and it pulls pretty good. I can hold it pretty good. I've done it with Rottweilers in the past, though, and they're probably like 120, 130
Yeah,
pounds.
yeah.
And you can do it with them. It's just
Mhm.
they're it's just they weren't my dogs, so I
Depends
couldn't
on
get
the
them as
Rottweiler.
riled
Yeah.
up.
If it's a
With
big
my dogs,
German
I can
bred,
rile them up as much as I want.
yeah, if it's a big German bred Roddy,
Yeah.
160 pounds,
That
solid.
see, that's probably the best training you can get
Yeah.
if you don't have someone else. I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
kidding. Like if you want to mimic table time and you don't have another person, get
Yeah.
a big like a nice thicker the rope the better because that's stimulating freaking
Yeah.
ripping on someone. And
Yeah.
just arm wrestle with them. Try to stay neutral. Just fight staying neutral and then try to work
That's a
the
cool. That's cool, man.
it
That's
works really
cool.
good. Riser,
I
and
should do. I'm
the
gonna.
dog will go as long as you will, man. I
You'll
think you
see
got
me
a
in the next
skill
week.
set right there.
I'll have a short out on YouTube. me arm wrestling my dog.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing.
I
Yeah,
do it.
yeah,
I do it sometimes. Yeah,
yeah. You should. Yeah, you should tape it. Yeah,
I'll get a little video of it. Yeah,
yeah. You should. You should. Yeah.
he's good at it. He knows how to
Well,
pull
I
tricks.
mean, I see all these shorts all day, every day on my feeds and everything, and I'm just like, eh. But if I started seeing cool shit like that, I'd be watching them
Yeah,
probably.
you heard it here first, guys. Arm wrestle your dogs. It's really good, free training, and they have unlimited energy to give you. So if you're like, I
Yeah,
need to get my endurance up, just arm wrestle the dog, man.
just do the dogs. Yeah. So
Sounds
I
simple,
guess
but
I guess they did super matches at Winterblast too, but like a lot of people that are not known. There
okay.
was like Winterblast started off the day with some super matches too, but I didn't really follow those. But I know that the event had 600 entries though.
I saw it was like 457 or something.
I thought I heard close to six.
Oh,
That's good.
497.
Oh, maybe somebody might have exaggerated it. Maybe.
Maybe it's close. Maybe 497. They meant close to five,
Mhm.
and someone thought it was 597
I
because
think
they
they
thought it
had
was like
five.
five.
I think they had just over 500 last year there.
Yeah,
So,
but either way, we'll say 500 at least.
if you're getting
So
500 or more
that's a lot.
every year, you're
That's a
doing
lot.
great.
That's a big event. That's hard. That's hard to put together. It's hard to do that. It's
Well, you're running
you know
I just run through 4 tables, man. Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to run 4 tables to make it go.
Oh, and you got to start at 6 a.m.
No, with 4 tables though, you could easily do it in the same amount of time.
Well,
You
yeah,
got
because
to
you just
think,
do you're doing the entire weight class right and left on the table, right?
yeah, yeah.
You
I
do the
mean,
whole weight class right, you do the whole weight class left.
in Lethbridge, it was over 200 entries total, and I mean, we ran 2 tables, right?
And did you just
And we
do
didn't.
weight class left and right
Yeah, we did
all the way
left and
through?
right and everything. Yeah, and we didn't start 2 tables until after Masters. No, after the women and the kids and all that. That's when we went and did. It was already 2:30 when we went to 2 tables. But then we did it in 4 hours. We just fucking spanked it. Like we were blowing the classes out after that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it went really quick, like really fast.
The sweet spot for I think what eventually we need to get, and I don't know how it's going to happen, is 2.5, 3 hours. Is the sweet spot.
You could do that. That's crazy.
It's totally Here's the thing, man. On paper, possible, and I'll tell you how. You got to incorporate Mac rules.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You don't need the Mac table, but you just need the Mac rules. I mean, if we can get the Mac table, sure, but you just get the Mac rules in there.
That would change everything.
You get 10-second setups or something like that. I don't know. It goes, and then but if you slip, it goes straight to strap. You strap it up quick, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Boom. Well, I mean, we were flinging through. We were There wasn't Mac rules, but I was flinging through pretty quick.
Well, that's what I'm saying. To do it in 2.5, 3 hours, you kind of need the Mac rules to chop down. If you can get 30 seconds off each match,
yeah, oh yeah,
there's your time.
You're done. You're done.
There's your time. So with the Mac rules, I think you can do 30 seconds off each match.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not every Mac rule, but just the ones that make it quick.
It might be a minute off some matches. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly, right? If you can make it so that there's less mucking around in the setup. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. Super matches should be more open rules, but for these tournaments, it should be strict. It should be
strict.
quick. It shouldn't be mucking around. Like if you're messing around in the setup and you're messing around and you're messing around, and you're messing around foul. You're messing around, you lose. Like you're not here to mess around. I'm here to grip and rip. Like,
well, see, that's up to the refs. So like a promoter needs to tell the refs what they want and say,
this is what you got to do to get it to the time.
Yeah.
You got to make it like quick.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, as a ref, it can get hectic.
Oh, it can get crazy. It can get crazy. But if you can get real strict, people catch on real quick.
Yeah.
Well, like, because no one wants to lose, right?
Think of it this way, man. Think of any sport or think of anything. If you make the rules this strict, people will play within the lines. You make it this strict, they play within the lines, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're starting making it this thick, so you're giving them so much play that for a super match is great because it's entertainment. With the tournament, that's not entertainment. That's wasting time. Everyone's trying to get there and pull. So you need to chop this, so there's very little wiggle room for them to mess around and get any. There should be no advantage in a tournament at all. In a super match, it's part of the skill to get advantage in the setup. I think.
I agree.
I think it's part of the game. I think in the super match, it's part of the game to get an advance in the setup. I think, honestly. Yeah. And anyone that argues, I'm not talking starting like this. I'm talking micro pressures.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, dude, he's locked in, and I feel bad. That's the right. Where if you do that in a tournament, it's going to take each match 3 to 4 minutes, and like you said, you got.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, if you do 100 matches at 4 minutes a piece, there's 400 minutes.
Yeah.
400 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it's too much, man. That's like almost 8 hours. Like that's why you get these 8-hour freaking tournaments because of that. Is because
like if you got that many entries, I think once I got up to 300 entries, I would have 3 tables running.
Well, that's what I'm
getting. I got up to 400 entries. It'd be at least 4 tables running.
I think for every 80 people, you need a table.
Yeah.
I don't think every 100. I think every 80. Because by 500, you should be getting 6 tables.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should have it.
Well, if you want it done in that 4, if you wanted to make a solid, the tournament starts at 1, ends at 5, and
exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you want to get it within like let's say 3.5, 4 max time frame. I'm just saying 2.5, 3 would be realistic with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to chop out a lot of it, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if we can do that, if we can show that we can do that, then these really big events can chop their stuff down to be like, man, what they have to. Here's the thing: there's zero time constraint or crunch on East versus West or any big promotion to be quick or do anything fast. Everything is drawn out and takes a lot of time. Like, think of it this way: if you're on TV back in the day, you were told, "Hey, here's your time slot. You get 43 minutes with 17 minutes of commercial. That includes your intro and your outro." Okay, so now you get a time crunch. Now, we have to get this done within this amount of time. Things are concise, things are proper, things are fast, things are smooth, and there's a system that begins. And then you can run through it, right? Makes a smooth system that's easy and very pleasant to watch, right? What we have right now is something that's been let loose, let out of control, like a documentary style, man. Like, if you look at TV, what would run for 3-4 hours at a time? A documentary or the Olympics? That's it.
That's it.
So what are we making this? An Olympic isn't necessarily entertainment. It's supposed to be the best athletes. It's supposed to be
best.
Right?
Yeah.
And documentary is supposed to be all about information.
Yep.
There's the entertainment
that's
completely lost.
That's
you
why
lose the entertainment factor completely.
Well, see, our Olympics,
there's no time factor.
Our Olympics is East versus West, and things like WAL and other things that are matching WAL type things. Those are that's the time slotted stuff that we want to watch, right?
And so what needs to happen is they need to look at it and be like, okay, the next East versus West event has to be an hour and a half max. Max. That's it. And here's the crazy thing. Look at what Mac did in an hour and a half. How many matches?
No, I know.
How many super matches in an hour and a half could Mac do? They could do 14, 15 matches if they really wanted to in an hour and a half. I know at first that's not much. If that's 10 minutes a match, right? You're not looking at much time. That's not even enough. You know what I mean? Not even close.
You gotta be on it.
You've got enough for 9-10 minute matches in an hour and a half. So you know what you do? You make 9 matches for East versus West then. And then what do? You make them more frequent. Done. You want, and then it's going to sell more. It's going to be way more entertaining. You can watch it in an hour and a half. You could even, and then you could release it in a part 1, part 2, and make it like a little show. Maybe even add like little interviews and stuff, kind of like the WL did.
You can do a whole episode, have 2 matches in 1 episode, and do a whole bunch of backstory, like on the person.
You can do it however you want, but you have to make it a time crunch, and it has to be 2 things have to happen. It has to be about entertainment first. I know it's hard to think about that, and it's weird, but that's what has to happen. And then the second thing that has to happen is it has to be a time crunch factor. It has to be way shorter. Man, people right now, the average attention span used to be 13 minutes. You know what it is now?
Like a minute.
Under a minute. Under a minute. So you have to try to captivate someone. Captivation is what keeps that you have their attention. You're good. What do they want? They want to watch this, right? You're not gonna be able to captivate them with drawn out 10 minutes. You hear a match is about to start, and then 10 minutes later they're still standing on the stage. Like, there's nothing wrong with any of this. I'm just saying it's not going to go any further than it is right. I think it's stale. It's stale right now, and it's not going further until we go to what makes it big, what makes it huge.
I agree. 100%.
More pageantry, more. That's a weird way to say it, but
I agree.
More entertainment factor. You gotta dial the entertainment up to a 10. It's at like a 6 right now.
You can hype up an arm wrestler that no one even heard of before. If you have a production like Gelders, right? You can take an athlete that no one's even heard of, do a backstory on him, hype him up, right? Throw him on an episode, and next thing you know, friggin' people like him, he wins, and then now people are wondering when he's going to get the next match, and everyone's excited, right? Did I lose you? Oh, well, looks like I lost Zach. I won't be much good by myself. Let's see what's going on with Zachary. He just dropped off. Let's see. One more Zach. So see what happens. I invited him again. Maybe he'll come back. If not, well, we'll probably end her. We were just rambling anyway. So we covered ARMGODS. Really liked ARMGODS. If you know what, I don't think it's free yet, but for you buy a membership for like $4.99. You got all the matches and all access to everything. Probably recommend it. Like I do recommend it. You can go and purchase it. It's worth it. There were some really good matches in there, and I mean, we don't know if they're going to post them all for free or not, right? So, but I mean, it's half the price of Arm Wars, so that's kind of nice in a way. And then hopefully they just keep making more content. Did I get Zach back? Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah. My phone died.
Oh, did it? I thought something happened like that. I'm like, oh well, we'll see. I said I'll try to ramble for a few minutes here and then like call it. Yeah.
Yeah, my phone likes to die.
Yeah, I was running out of shit to talk about anyway.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot, no major news this week or nothing.
No, I don't think there is. I mean, kind of went over everything. I guess Matt is coming on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. That's gonna be awesome. Hey, finally. Yeah. You know what? Matt would have came on before too. I mean, I just didn't want to bug him. Like I wanted to kind of like build the show a bit and then get Matt on. So
there, I got that angle that everyone's using in their pictures.
Yeah, you got it pretty good. I don't know angles, man. I gotta learn all that shit. Yeah.
My arm's tiny. Look how tiny my arm actually is.
Well, you're good at using angles. Yeah. I know. I always get out angled in pictures. I hate it because I'm like the biggest dude and the strongest dude most of the time. And I'll get in the picture and people will out angle me and I'll look small and they'll look huge. I'm like, what's going on?
I'll show you the angles, man. I'll teach you.
Yeah, you have to teach me. Yeah. Even when I go to get a picture with somebody, you guys show me what the best so I can angle.
There's another good one is you turn like this and you get it
okay. And you always want to be in front of them, right? Don't you? You want to be a little bit in front of them? Yeah. I think so.
Look how big my arms look here. If you were to see this picture of me, how big do you think my arms were?
It looks pretty big. Yeah, it looks.
It's actually.
Yeah, when you suck it in, it makes it.
So look at this. Just making it go from here to here makes the forearm look so much bigger.
Yeah.
The forearms look impressive.
Your biceps changes like that much too. It's like
yeah.
So
I'm here giving the tips for all these angles for everybody.
Yeah, I know. Well, I need to learn the angles, man. I need to learn them. So, yeah, no, Matt's gonna come on. It's gonna be awesome, and I just can't wait to talk to him about Angerbayev and just see,
dude. This match is really big. This is maybe Matt's biggest match in years, I'd say.
In years.
Biggest match in years. I mean, he's had world title matches before, so I wouldn't say his biggest match ever. But
this is pretty much
he was the world champion at one point, left-handed.
Yeah.
For was it Arm Wars or WAL? One of the two.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's left-hand world champion. So
might have been. Was it UAL?
Was it? He was world champion left-hand for.
I think it was UAL. Yeah, I think it was.
There's a lot of different world champions. He was one of them at one point.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not new for Matt or anything. It's nothing new. It's just Angerbayev is, Matt likes to say, a ninja. He's an arm wrestling ninja, right?
He's a ninja.
He's able to throw a freaking smoke bomb here while he freaking ninja stars over here. And it's really hard to. But I'll tell you what, Matt. I don't know if Matt's ever been this strong ever.
No, I know.
So this and I think Matt was his peak before this. I have to say when he faced Krasimir. Before this, his peak was probably Krasi. From what I mean, not to what probably he felt, just from what we could see, how dominant he was against Krasi was just insane. Because how good Krasi has been since every other match except for Matt, he's done really good. Even if he lost, he did really good.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt just blew through him, right? Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things that.
Yep, Krasi beat Paul Lynn. He beat Lachlan. He beat.
Well, that's what I mean. So it's Matt's no joke. Matt is, and if Matt's peaked now even more than that, and again, that might not have been his peak, but that's what he looked the most peak, I think.
I think he's pretty peak, right? I think he's getting it.
He's definitely his peak right now. I think this is the strongest he's ever been for this match. Based on everything that I've felt.
I heard he was actually using bands. Last practice, he was actually using bands on his arm and shit.
I'll tell everyone a little secret.
Oh yeah, I guess I shouldn't give away Matt shit, but
I'll just say this is how strong Matt is. Now, Matt was pulling with bands people had bands pulling against him, and Sean was pulling with him, and he was so strong that Sean was so burnt out after training. Matt was still feeling pretty good. I went to pull Sean, and I'm not kidding. I'd never felt Sean more weak ever.
Wow.
Ever. Like,
Just
ever
sucked the
close
life
to
out of
that
him.
level. He had dropped so much. So whatever Matt was doing was taking. And dude, Sean has the craziest endurance of like anyone,
Mhm.
and it
Not
drained.
redlining. Yeah,
So
redlining endurance. No.
Matt's not. It's not just his strength. I think it's his continuous output is
Mhm.
getting so good
Mhm.
that I mean, Unger Bive's gonna have to find like a really. I don't know, man. I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited to talk to Matt and see kind of everything Matt
Not
has.
that, like just Matt's style. Like is Unger
Yeah.
like I don't know if Unger Bayev can handle Matt's explosiveness with his
Unger Bayev might not have time to think.
No,
He's
that's
gonna
what
be
I'm saying.
bang back like this. You will see this guaranteed round one. No matter what, this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Now, I think Matt's going to have the power to jam, stand up, and fucking come down or finish it high. I think he's going to be able to stand up, though, and then either drop down or to finish. I think if he cracks it to there in the first surge, he's going to be able to stand up on it and do whatever he wants. He's going to be able to press it, top roll it, whatever he fucking wants. Because Unger Bayev is smart and crafty, but I think Matt just has enough brute force.
Yeah, I know.
And he's technical, too.
Yeah.
Technical enough that Unger Bayev's not going to stand enough. He's not going to have the lanes he thinks he's going to have.
Well, in the hand too. Like Matt's
That's what I
hand's
mean.
huge and so
Unger Bayev
tiny.
100% is going to get his wrist cracked like this.
Yeah.
There's no question. Matt's going to be able to roll. Matt's hitting this way hard, 100%. And I'm so excited.
Matt's hand is so hard to deal with, man. Like I'm telling you,
it's gonna be a dog battle, man. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I'm biased, but at the same time, it's not even being biased. I just think Matt will pose a big problem to Unger Bayev.
He's 4 inches taller.
Yeah.
His lever's like 2.5, 3 inches longer. His hand is way bigger. Yeah, I mean, on paper, he's got basically all the advantages.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like I said, I mean, Matt really did get thrown to the wolves early on. Like, yeah, everything was hyped up, and then all of a sudden, 2 years, hardly no matches happened. Matt didn't know about arm wrestling, right? And then East versus West pops up, and they go pull Artem Morzov.
Pull the guy who's number one on the planet.
Prudnik was all jacked up and like top of the world at the time. Pull Prudnik. You know what I mean?
World champion at the time.
Yeah. And even the Sunev match.
And then Sandris was world champion at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but it wasn't the time though. Like Matt, these are the matches Matt needs now. You know what I mean?
I agree. You don't put a guy who isn't in the top 5 against world champions and then judge him based on those matches. Like, what? If he was top 5, you'd be like, okay, maybe he's more top 10. But he was, at that time, I'm pretty sure on paper, Matt was top 25.
Yeah, but Matt was also pulling out of his weight. He's pulling like some supers too. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I mean. That's why he was still top 10 in a lot of ways, but I mean top 25 in the scheme of like,
yeah,
where he pulled now. Like for this weight class, I think
overall too,
where he was, people would have laughed. I think people would have laughed, been like, no, Matt can't come down this is a weight class and be dominant. But after Devin came down and was dominant, I think people realized, okay, if you're a big guy and you're good, and people don't realize Matt at super heavy pulls at 255.
Crazy.
He's dropping 20 fucking pounds to pull at this fucking other weight, man. He's right at home.
And he's normally in the high 240 range for his weight.
Yeah, I think Matt probably chose like 244.
He walks around like that. He walks around like that.
Who really knows? But this could be when he's more prepped. Maybe he's a little heavier when he's not prepped.
But only doing a water cut to 232.
That's what I'm saying. Like Matt's not really losing anything from this. So it's not like Matt's going from this huge guy down like Devin was. When Devin was 300 pounds, it's like, oh no, if Matt came down. Oh, no, dude, Matt's coming down 20 pounds. Like it's literally, he's not losing anything.
Not even 20.
Not even 20 pounds, exactly. Like 15 pounds of water, basically. So it's honestly, Matt is meant for this weight class, 100%.
I thought he said he was weighing in low 240s already.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, right now I think he's probably
already cutting.
I think he's fucking ready to roll now whenever he needs to. So
Oh yeah, man. Well, fuck, they leave Thursday, so
yeah,
it's gonna be
yeah,
awesome.
dude,
Yeah,
this is gonna be sick, man. Texas,
yeah. I know. Well,
Arlo-
you know what? We will start going to some of these. It just these ones have been just coming up too quick and too much going on.
Oh yeah,
But I would like for us through the fingers guys to start going to a few of them. I think it'd be good for us. You know what I mean? We get some of our own content from it, get to experience it. I mean, I know Dakota's going, but we'll see how much time he has, what he can get for content. I know he does his own channel too, so we'll see. But I mean, I'll at least be watching it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'll at least be watching it. So I wouldn't miss it for the world. But
No, it'll be awesome. We'll see if we can get a watch party or something going for.
I think so. I think we should. We won't do commentary. We'll just do a watch party or something, or maybe I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the weekend brings. But anyway, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna fall asleep on the pod tonight. It's low energy day. Well, I worked out so hard today. I'm just such low energy.
I don't blame you,
I've
man.
been
I
just
feel
dragging myself through this, but I wanted to get on and talk about ARMGODS because I think that they're going in the right direction. They just got to up their production now.
yeah,
Production got a little better. Their angles were okay, but their production and their audio was shit. Like their audio was going in and out. Sometimes I couldn't hear nothing, and then sometimes I could hear you know what I mean? So they need to work on that end of it. But if they get that fixed, I think that they're going to be selling a lot more pay-per-views, or what they don't even do pay-per-views. You just got to be a member and you get to watch it. So I like that because you know what? That will create revenue for them even when they're not doing them, right? So as long as they just keep putting that money back into doing these big matches, I
yeah.
think you're just gonna get better, right? So
Oh yeah.
but anyway, well, thanks everyone for joining and thanks for sitting with me, Zach.
Good time, brother.
Yeah, buddy. And listen, I'll talk to you, but yeah, Tuesday. We'll see everybody Tuesday and we'll have our team leader,
Our
Matt Bass,
mentor.
our mentor on the podcast finally. So
Yes. See
yes,
where we're getting
definitely
all
tune in.
this strength and knowledge and power from.
Yep, Zach's like just been leeching it. Yeah, soul sucking him. So
Whoa, now.
yeah, I'm going crazy. Shit. Yeah. But
Yeah, cut
anyway,
the feed.
yeah,
Cut the feed.
yeah. Definitely like and subscribe if you can, guys, if you haven't already. And we'll see y'all